Hey, welcome everybody. It is Wednesday, time for Sci-Fi Distilled. Welcome back, Marybeth, and welcome Alex once again to the
Hi,
show.
Alex.
So this week we decided to do this is Alex and Marybeth, one of their favorite shows that I have never seen. It was called Supernatural. Very popular, very popular show. What did it run 7 seasons, something like that? I think something.
15?
It ran 15. Yeah.
15. Okay, I was way off.
Why am I
15
frozen?
Those are back, and those are real seasons, not the 10 season deals that we get today.
Those are real seasons. Yeah. 22 episodes per season.
So there's a lot of content there. I know that my daughter's a big fan of this show. But before we get into that, I think we have news. I know there's news.
We do have news. Am I moving and can you hear me? Because I think I froze there for a second.
I can see you. You're moving. I can hear you.
Then I'm going to do news. Here we go, kids. So first of all, I would like to talk a little bit about the passing of special effects master Brian Johnson. He was a special and visual effects designer and director, and he worked on pretty much everything you've ever loved.
A lot of stuff.
Starting with he started with other stuff before Thunderbirds, but I think Thunderbirds is kind of what put him on the map. And then he moved on from there to 2001: A Space Odyssey, and it was just like a meteoric. Next thing you know, he was at ILM. He did a bunch of Star Wars. He did Neverending Story. He did all kinds of stuff, and his contributions to the field were immense. So, yes, he will be missed, and I hope his work inspired lots of kids out there to be like, well, we're going to try to do it. Let's us do it.
Back in the day when everything was a practical model and not CGI.
When everything was a practical model. Yep. Crazy. So, all right, moving on. Back to the news. Oh, Widow's Bay, the sleeper hit. If you are not watching Widow's Bay, which its season finale just dropped today, and I've seen it, and it's so good. It's such a funny, clever show. They are getting a season 2. Good for you, Widow's Bay. This was the quiet little show that could. It wasn't on anybody's radar, and then all of a sudden it was on everybody's radar. So good. If you're not watching it, go check out Widow's Bay. Last of Us season 3. They are still making casting announcements, but I believe they will start filming soon. So season 3 is probably about a year out for that. House of the Dragon season whatever is about to be up and running. Is it 3?
It'll be 3.
Is it 3? We had done 2 seasons of that stuff already.
Yeah, only done 2.
And Silo season 3 is due on July 3rd, which is like in 3 short weeks. So that will be fun. Amazon Prime Video is developing something called Captives War. Captives War. Did I write it? No, I didn't. Good job, Marybeth. This is supposed. Oh, there it is. Captives War was written by the Expanse author, James S.A. Corey. He wrote Captives War. And this is meant to rival like Battlestar Galactica. Like, it's going to have that feel in scope and how it's going to move and how it's going to what's going to play out. So we can be watching for that coming up in about a year or so. Duffer Brothers have a new movie coming November 2028. Why are you announcing it now, Duffer Brothers? We're going to forget by then. This will be their first major theatrical project since Stranger Things. Mike Myers says Austin Powers 4 is in the works. That should be fun.
We've been hearing about that for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's a commercial now where he's done like a little Austin Powers thing. It's not an ad for the new movie, but he's breaking out the characters to do commercials. So I assume it's coming soon.
He's ready to put the 60s velvet suits back on it. Yeah. Shrek 5 has a teaser trailer. I don't care about Shrek. Last week I talked about Russell Davies being out at Doctor Who. Well, J. Michael Straczynski wants fans to back him for a Doctor Who takeover. Might work, I guess. I don't know. The 71-year-old filmmaker, beloved by sci-fi fans after creating iconic shows like Babylon 5 and Sense8. He likes to have numbers in his show titles, I guess. Has made no secret of his love for Doctor Who and has, insisted to fans, you can help me take charge of the TARDIS if you all give me a shout out to the BBC. I don't know if that's going to work.
BBC. I guarantee the BBC won't do it. He's American, I believe, right?
Finally tonight. I mean, yeah, he's not British, but he lives and works there.
Does he?
So I think he
I just
All right,
think
anyway.
the BBC is just. I just don't see them hiring anybody of merit to do this properly. It
Yeah, we'll
seems
see how it goes.
like the major franchises are dead or dying. Doctor Who, Star Wars, Star Trek, and then you could even throw Stargate in there since they lost their.
Yeah, since they just canceled a huge project they were working on, and all of us are like, "What the hell, man?" Like,
I don't know. I don't know what they want. I mean, there's some good stuff out there. Like say, solid. Apple's doing some really good stuff.
Apple is killing it right now.
Yeah, I mean, like say, Widow's Bay is really good, and you're right. It was a sleeper because I had no intention of watching it. We kind of just watched it like, we got nothing else to watch. This kind of looks interesting. I don't think the trailers did it justice.
No, I don't think so either. Because
I think the trailers made it look more horror than it's kind of like a weird comedic, but
yeah, it has a comedic twist.
It's like it's not as scary as one thinks. It's more funny.
The other one,
I haven't even heard of Widow's Peak. What is it about?
Widow's Bay. Yeah, it's a 10-episode.
It's an island off the coast of New England that is cursed. It's very Stephen King
cursed island.
And if you're born there and you try to leave, you'll die.
Yeah,
of some accident or something. And it's like the whole show is about this mayor who's trying to get tourism to come, and the local guy's like, no, this is bad because people are going to die because this island is cursed, and that's why we're not popular. So then the show is kind of them trying to break the curse, and so
yes,
that's kind of it.
And there's lots of other nods. Like there was one episode that had a whole bunch of Jaws nods, and there was
they do a lot of stuff. Like they have a bunch of Jaws stuff.
It's fun. It's fun, and there's always a painting.
Yeah, that sounds great. Actually,
it's fun. But no matter what's going on in the show, there's like an ancient painting that, like, and it kind of reflects. Anyway, it's fun. The other one I watched,
lore. If it's heavy in lore, I love that.
It does.
Yeah, it goes back to like the pilgrims.
There's even a flashback episode that shows you the pilgrims. Well, whatever they are, like the people.
Yeah, they're like colonists, I guess.
Yeah, the colonists struggling. That's fun. The other one I watched was Something Very Bad Is Going to Happen, and that was over on Netflix, I think.
I think that's Netflix, yeah.
That was kind of an interesting, fun one too. Less comedy, a lot less comedy, pretty much straight horror, but it was interesting. All right, last thing tonight, and Rizzo, I should have given you the heads up to go watch this, even though I know you would not have wanted to. Strange New World Season 4 trailer has dropped. It is very Kirk and Spock heavy. I think the Kirk / Spock girls are going to be happy with it. And I'm 99% sure I saw a dinosaur and a dragon in there somewhere. And I also heard a Tribble Trill. So yeah, this is not due out until September 4th. Co-executive producer Bill Wolkoff says, I think we do have what you would call more classic Star Trek episodes. Bill, the trailer doesn't inspire faith. That's not to say season 4 won't have its share of experimental stories. Wolkoff brought up the puppet, the puppet episode, which was one of the first to be teased this season, which will see the crew of the U.S. Enterprise portrayed as puppets created by Jim Henson's Creature Shop. Oh, Star Trek!
I want to reiterate my previous comment about franchises dying or being dead.
How the mighty have fallen.
Yeah, puppets on Star Trek. Gene is doing spinning like a top in his grave.
He probably is. Yeah. I mean, I just.
Anyway. All right. Is that our news?
But here's the thing, guys. I will watch it for you. I will watch it so you don't have to.
Anyway, just to finish up the thing.
And I will report. Hey, there's Gina. Hi, Gina.
Yeah, I was going to get
joining us tonight.
And Bill and Sue and John. Thank you for
and Capes is here and Bill.
Hello, everybody.
Thanks, everybody who else I missed you. So anyway.
All right, Rizzo. Are we drinking anything while we're talking about this juggernaut of a TV show?
I mean, you gave me this one because, again, I don't have it. That was called Fallen Angel. Aviation Champ, which I'm not a fan of, but, if you like Ryan Reynolds, that's his liquor company.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah. Lemon juice, cream de menthe, and simple syrup, which is just sugar water, and some bitters. I don't know. I don't know about the gin and the cream de menthe.
I don't think lemon and mint go together.
It seems kind of weird, but you don't know.
Yeah, kind of interesting.
I mean, some of your drinks that you put up, I can sort of mentally taste them, and this one is not happening for me.
Gin and lemon juice, okay. It's the cream de menthe that's kind of I don't know about mint in there, but
I mean, I normally like mint, but it doesn't seem like it would really go with citrus.
Lemon. Yeah.
And gin is sort of on the
I mean,
citrus.
there is lemon chewing gum, I guess. I assume it would taste something similar to that.
I don't know. Yeah.
Oh, like a sweet lemon, like sweet. Yeah, I suppose.
I don't know.
All right.
Anyway.
All right.
I whined and moaned about Supernatural because I did this weekend. I don't know if you can even see that. I made the stars of Supernatural do the Vulcan salute. Oh, and there's Misha. There's Misha on the end, just being Misha.
Love
as
it.
He does. And Jared's backwards. I'm like, Jensen's all in, and Jared's like, what's happening? So I go to this convention this weekend, and as they all do, they get up on stage and they're like, all right, you guys, how many of you, this is your first ever Supernatural convention? The hands that went up, like most of the room I was like,
wow.
Oh, like this thing is still gaining traction 6 years after it went off the air.
That's one of the few things that I do enjoy about streaming. Don't get me wrong, like I'm a huge fan of physical media just so that it stays with you and you don't have to worry about closures or anything like that. But with streaming, this happens for almost every show. I'm on a Roswell fan page, like Roswell 1999, and there are people that are posting who are just discovering the show now, who are just obsessed with it and starting to go to conventions and getting groups to go to conventions for them.
You know what?
Like, that's insane. That's a 3-season show that happened like 20 years ago.
It started in 2005. And
yeah.
Well, can we honestly therefore say that streaming has changed the nature of the convention circuit?
I really think it has, especially with all the behind the scenes stuff that you can do with social media and live streaming and whatnot. It absolutely has changed for sure.
Phenomenal. And these guys, I had been looking at because this creation will post on their panels on YouTube. You can watch any of the content.
Yeah.
And I've been scoping it out for a while. And this was my second, because they've come to Boston a couple times now. So this is my second time. I was kind of watching it they are phenomenal with their attendees and their clientele. And if you look at their pictures, they are game for anything. They will do anything. Yeah. Like Jared's a hugger and everyone gets hugs. It's just whatever. Like if I walked up with 2 lightsabers and just handed one to them, they'd know the assignment.
Yeah.
Like, you know what
especially
I mean?
Misha. There's so many pictures of Misha with lightsabers.
Like we're doing stuff. And like they're so phenomenal with their attendees. Like it blows my mind. Like I can't picture Shatner doing any of that. I can't picture any of our guys doing like any of this. Like if I walked up to Frakes with a lightsaber, he'd be like, wrong franchise.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, Riz. I thought you started to talk there.
So did I.
Bill, I was agreeing. Bill would not do that. Shatner would.
No, Bill wouldn't do that. I mean, he's getting old. It's probably a bad example because he's getting older. But
yeah, it's a little different when you're a Star Trek person or a Star Wars person. You really gotta be careful with that.
I'd still say back in his heyday, I don't see him picking up. He might do it for a goof for like another celebrity. Do a lightsaber. I think he did something.
Not for customer.
I don't think he would just do it for general fans.
No, I don't think so either.
Anyway, props to the Supernatural, all the actors, and there was a good turnout. Props to them because they are incredibly giving. Yeah,
they really are.
Fans. And I'm also going to give mad props to Mark Shepard, who plays Crowley, because that man is an unsung sci-fi hero.
He is, and the troubles he went through within Supernatural is just wild to me. Yeah, he's so iconic. Like the series is the series because of Jensen and Jared, but other than that, it's absolutely Misha and Mark.
Yep, Mark did Supernatural, of course, Battlestar Galactica, Doctor Who, Firefly, and he is one of a very, very elite club of people who didn't just do Star Trek, but they did Star Trek with their dear papa. Other 2 people in that club include Elizabeth Shatner and Patrick Stewart's kid, who I don't remember the kid's name. So he did Star Trek with his father, Morgan Shepard. So like when I see him, I'm like, oh my God, sci-fi royalty. Like he did everything. He's absolutely phenomenal.
He's so funny and he's so
acerbic.
quick.
He's super quick and he's a little bit acerbic. And like the way Creation runs their thing is they the photos are happening, and you just hang out in the theater watching these people present, and they call your number for your photo. So people are getting up and walking out and coming in the whole time, which I personally don't care for, but that's neither here nor there. And he'll like come down walking down the aisles with his microphone doing his thing, and if you come walking by, oh, you're in the show now. Like you're part of the show. So he's super funny.
I love celebrities that do that. They do that a lot at the Comic-Cons that I've worked at before, and just watching them like really get the crowd going. It's awesome. Yeah. Such a great energy every time.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. All right, so I'm not here to jibber jabber about my con experience, as phenomenal as it was. Let's talk about this show, and where should we start? I want to talk about the enduring legacy of Supernatural. Alex, what do you think? Why has this thing become the juggernaut that it is?
I think obviously usually it's half the writers, half the actors bringing the characters to life. But I think as well, Jensen and Jared are both classically dramatically trained. Mm-hmm. So when they attack their characters, they're looking at it from a very serious, in-depth perspective while trying to play the humor. And because they're quite trained, Jensen actually has been on network television for the last...
Oh, yeah, he did.
30 years?
Yeah. He started with a soap.
So, he started from a soap opera and then went straight into, Smallville, into Dawson. Supernatural. Now he's into The Boys. That man's never been off the TV since he was a teenager. Yeah,
he's not a bigger star. I don't know. He should be in movies. He should be at Tom Cruise levels. Because
he just keeps getting sucked in by series that keep booking his time, so he can't do it.
Well,
there were a couple of movies he was in for.
I enjoyed The Boys, so.
Oh, I love The Boys.
Yeah, he did do a couple movies, but he's just so smart and funny and quick. Their panel is hilarious because he's just on the ball, and you're
his improv is so admirable. I think that's another thing that all four of them eventually have with Misha and Mark as well, is that they're all very quick and they stay in character very well, unless they're trying to break each other, because then that happens and then the giggle fits come, and those outtakes are some of the funniest hours you'll spend on YouTube.
Yeah, Supernatural bloopers are awesome, and they have them by season, or you can just see all 15 years and it's a 3-hour reel, and you're just it's awesome.
I think the thing with Supernatural too is that everybody really was passionate about the project from start to finish, and they continued to take it seriously, and they loved each other and they supported each other. It was one of those rare staffs where there was the problems that they did have were smaller compared to other shows. If you watch Charmed with Holly Marie Combs and Alyssa Milano and the two others, Shannon Doherty and Rose McGowan. You can feel the tension throughout that series. It's supposed to be a series based on family, but it doesn't feel that way because you can feel the tension on set. Whereas with Supernatural, it was never like that. And even today, you see them on stage in cons after years of not filming together, and they just absolutely adore each other.
They're best of bests. They really, really are. And these are two guys that, and they were talking about that in Boston at this last, they were saying, we were together day in and day out, sometimes obnoxiously long hours, 20 hours a day for 15 years. They actually lived together for part of it. They were roommates for part of it. And then, and over those 15 years, they both got married. They both had their first kids. They both had their second kid. Their lives
Didn't they both meet their wives on set too?
They both met their wives. No, Jensen did not meet Danielle on set. Jensen met Danielle.
No, I think he just had her play a guest role in an episode.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yes, Jared met Genevieve.
Jared did, yeah. She played the second Ruby.
The second, yeah.
Yeah.
She was good.
But I mean, I don't know. What do you think? Why do you think it's endured so much? Why do you think it's still gaining traction?
I got a lot of reasons. When I do a rewatch, which I it's my comfort show. It's one of the shows that I have playing when I'm doing other stuff, and then you wander in and you're like, oh yeah, that's happening, and then you keep working and then you come back.
Yeah.
It's very, very consistent across 15 years of episodes, which is so hard, so hard.
I'm
to
going to
do.
slightly disagree with you there. I don't think they were quite consistent, but they were amazing enough in the
I think
seasons that
Dean-
really worked that the ones
I think-
that kind of fell flat were
Yeah,
forgiven.
it's 22, 23 episodes for 15 years. They can't all be the French mistake. They can't.
I agree. I'm
But-
just saying I don't think it's quite as consistent.
But the tone, I don't know. I feel like the tone was there. I mean,
That's fair.
the first season, the coloring, like it looked different. But then once they kind of
That's true.
settled in season 3, season 4, it kind of chugged along in a very predictable manner. And I think people crave that. People want that. Like Dean was gonna Dean. Dean was gonna do Dean stuff that made you go, "What the hell are you doing? Why are you doing this?"
Yep.
Sam was gonna Sam. Castiel was gonna Castiel.
Yep.
You know, yeah. By the time they brought in Alex Calver as Jack, that's when I was finally going, okay, I don't know. Now that's when it started to feel inconsistent to me. But for
That's
the
fair.
greater part of those years, you knew what you were going to get. Every time you turn on a Supernatural episode, you kind of know what you're going to get.
I don't know. I
Technically,
wasn't a
for-
huge fan of the Leviathan season. That was what, season 7? From like season 7 to season 9, I wasn't a huge fan of.
Many people are not fans. The golden age is 1 through 5.
Yeah.
And then the
Well,
silver
that was
age
the
is
story
7.
that they had. That's what they
That's
knew
good,
they were
yeah.
going to do before they started. So of course,
That's all
everything had like red herrings and foreshadowing
Yeah.
and whatnot. It was beautifully built. It was beautifully
It was
built.
really
It was
well
when they
written.
started
But
going
then-
on the fly that they had to refine their
Yeah.
way.
But then the next years there was some good stuff happening. That like the next couple of years, 6, 7, not so much 8, but 6, 7 in there is when we got French Mistake. Is when we
That's
got
true.
like a lot of really good episodes that really stand out. To me, they stand out. I should pull up the episode list so I can start naming names. But yeah, and then it wasn't until kind of the later years when things sort of maybe started to feel a little bit different for me. And most fans largely agree. And they will say 1 through 5 is the golden years, and then 6, 7, 8. People don't like Leviathans that much, but whatever. That's the silver years. And then there's kind of the rabble. But
And you know what, to be more specific, it's not that I didn't like the Leviathans. I liked them, but once they got to the peak of their storyline, it felt like the writers didn't know what to do with them. We didn't really get a lot of lore about the Leviathans that kind of explain
they
what
come
happened to
from?
them.
Why
like-
are they doing what they're doing? Yeah.
I'm going to say his name. I'm not swearing. His name is Dick, but Dick died. We figured out, like, first of all, the Leviathans are supposed to be the biggest bad that they've come up against yet at that point in the series.
But spoiler alert, Borax will get them.
That's what I'm saying. That is such a ridiculous thing. Cleaning
You know, you're
products
right.
kill these guys? Are you kidding me?
You're right
I
about
sh-
that.
It took me right out. I honestly, if my sister wasn't like twice as obsessed with the show than I was, that was when I was like, okay, I might be
done.
checking out. This is bad. What do you mean Borax kills them? And then the biggest head honcho dies and nothing happens with the rest of them. They just kind of
They all
filter
start
out.
fizzling.
We never see like a little gang of Leviathans even. Like, what, did they just disintegrate because King Daddy died? Like, I don't understand.
Yeah, you're
There
absolutely
just
right.
wasn't
That-
enough explained.
We get an episode list so that I can.
Well, if not
refer things to
borax, then what?
Sorry,
What?
Rizzo. What?
I said, if not borax, then what would you have accepted as a
Power of
acceptable?
Angel, like,
Something
we had
more
an
on
Angel
brand.
and
Give me,
Angel
like-
and Crowley running around. Couldn't they team
Or
up?
give
and
me
do
an
some
ancient
magic?
shaman who figures out like the specific spell or incantation that kills them. Like, give me something on brand. Why is it something so stupid as borax?
It kills fleas.
It kills
After
what?
that,
Fleas.
it does kill fleas. Maybe they were just giant fleas. I don't know. After that, we kind of
Supernatural season 16. The boys up against fleas. I mean, that's more plausible than Leviathans.
Oh, what I wouldn't give for season 16. They could still do it too. I think they would. still do
Actually, though, either that or at least a movie. Like, I understand that COVID really messed with the way that they could end the series the way that they wanted to. So
Yep.
give them a feature-length film to properly tie things up. I don't care if it's as cheesy as a Deadpool thing where they go back and they kill their previous selves for their ending. Like, just do something better.
Yep. So after that, after we survived Leviathans and everything, now we're back into like we're back into Angels and Demons and what were those tablets? The tablets and Osric Chow. Tablets, is that what they were called? Tablets. Yeah. No. Angel tablets and demon tablets. Right? They had names.
Angel,
right?
yeah. Angel
So
and demon tablets.
Yeah,
which
we're running around doing that.
At one of the cons that I worked at before, I got to meet the first prophet that we had.
Oh.
I'm blanking on his name right now. It's
not Osric.
Is it Eric Cho?
The old guy with the white hair, right?
Not the old guy. It's the young. It's Kevin. I think his name is Eric Cho. Eric Chow.
His name is Osric Chow.
Osric Chow. My bad. Yes, I got to meet him quite many years ago.
Kevin Tran, played by Osric Chow. Okay.
Yeah.
The other one I was thinking was Donatello, and I can't think of that actor's name to save my life right now.
Oh. Yeah. That's gonna bug me now.
That's all right. No big deal.
I had a question. I completely forgot what I was going to say. But sorry?
Were you going somewhere with Osric or?
Oh, just to say that I got to meet him a fair many years ago when it was right after his stint on Supernatural. Or rather, I should say after his first stint on Supernatural before he came back, like everybody does. And he was just so fantastic and so funny and such a nerd. It was so great to see him cosplaying with everybody. And when I went up to meet him, there was a cosplayer in front of me who had a rip in her shirt, and Osric had a sewing kit on him and sewed it for her at his table.
Oh my God.
I was like, that's amazing. Can somebody rip my shirt for me, please?
This is what I was talking about at the top of the show. These actors are so good to their fans. Phenomenally good.
I mean, they care.
Don't think that we didn't take notes on how creation runs the event and what other things they offer. Because Ruth, who plays Ruth Connell, who plays Crowley's mother there, the witch.
Yes, Rowena.
Yeah. She does tarot, she'll do tarot, and they'll do Rich Spate and Rob Benedict, who play God and Loki. They did a walking tour through Boston, the Freedom Trail, which with them, oh my God, probably
they're married, aren't they? God and Rowena?
Yes. God is Rob Benedict is married to Ruth Connell, just so that everyone's clear.
God is married to the King of Hell's mother.
Yes. Yeah. And what else do they do? They have a house band. Now, Star Trek kind of has a house band too. Or we did before Gary Graham passed. But Supernatural has a built-in house band because Rob Benedict is part of the band Loudon Swain, and Loudon Swain comes to all the conventions and does the music and does a concert and all that stuff. So there's so much built in, and everyone offers little extra things. And
Jensen had his episode too where he sings and plays guitar with Christian Kane. I think that's season 13, 14? Somewhere closer to the end.
Both of them, and not just them, but some of the other male actors too, they will jump up on stage and do stuff sometimes on the concerts with Loudon Swain. Every now and again, Jensen will just come out and sing with Loudon Swain, which is to me, mind blowing.
Just wild, yeah. Do you know what?
Really
actually, I recently found out that Christian Kane and Jensen Ackles both auditioned for Angel from Buffy.
Oh,
and
really?
And that's where they all met, the three of them. They've been friends since they were 19, 20 years old. I stumbled across a picture. I wish I had saved it now, but it's got the three of them just looking young and fresh as buttons.
Oh my God. I would love to see that.
Actually, though, their test tapes, show me what their Angel is. Show me what we missed. Although Christian Kane did end up playing the lawyer Lindsay on the spin-off Angel. I think he did amazing with that role too. Yeah.
I like Christian, and I like when he pops up in shows. I'm always
I love his music. If you're a country fan, definitely look up Christian Kane. He's got that deep voice and the country twang. It's awesome.
And then the other thing is DJ Qualls, who plays our favorite werewolf. He will do it's called the world's shittiest game show, and he'll just play with the fans.
And more Buffy trivia. He was in The New Guy in 2003, 2002 with Eliza Dushku, who plays Faith from Buffy. Yes, he was.
Yeah, I think he was. DJ was in Man in the High Castle, and the whole time we were what was his role? Like we were like trying to remember him in Man in the High Castle. And we're like, I don't remember. I mean, he was in there. He did.
He also
Anyway.
played an actor in The Big Bang Theory.
Yeah, DJ's around. DJ's so funny. Oh, and DJ, by the way,
is married to Ty Olsson.
Ty Olsson.
Oh my god, I love that. It's I can't believe they never filmed scenes together. They didn't even meet on the show. They met in the con circuits.
No. I love Ty on Supernatural. I don't know what the hell they were doing with him, but his eyes are so blue on Supernatural. Like you just look at him, you're like, oh my god. Anyway, let's get back to the show. What I was gonna say is we get past the Leviathan years. Now we're kind of into a long drag years of angels and demons and the angel wars and all that stuff. And the reason why I suggested the Fallen Angels because the season 8 finale is that scene, the episode named The Sacrifice, but the scene is all the angels falling from heaven like meteors. And it's beautiful. Like they didn't do a lot of special effects on this show, but when they did, they were gorgeous.
Yeah.
I love the look of the scene. And we move on, we chug on, and we get to season 11, and there's some interesting things going on. And one of the episodes is called Baby. And it's a hunt from the car's perspective. And it's
right.
episode. It's genius. Like I remember the first time I watched it, I was like, "Oh my god!" I'm like, I gotta watch that again.
There's also the Dr. Dolittle episode where Jensen or Jared can talk to animals, talk to dogs. Yeah, very funny.
So, like every now and again, they would just do an off-the-wall episode, and I think Baby's a great example. And I think The French Mistake, which I mention often, like I think it's brilliant. I don't think it's smart. I think it's genius, The French Mistake.
It is. It's a beautiful episode.
Season 6, I believe, or 7, but I think 6. So yeah, there's just so many highlights. Every season has its share of like amazing episodes.
It's very true. It also takes a lot of the credit of connecting kids and their parents with classic rock, as kids discover classic rock for the first time away from their parents as something cool.
Yes. Another standout for me was Justin Bello, and the actual Justin Bello event in Italy is named after that episode. I thought that was brilliant. I was really sad when the FBI guy died. I thought he would have been a great hunter. Another standout for me is Wayward Sisters. They were doing amazing things, developing the characters of Jody and Donna. And I thought it was fantastic. And I would have liked to have seen more of that.
Speaking of which, can I just give like a huge shout out to Kim Rhodes, who plays Jody. She is such an amazing woman and an amazing artist. I love that she
her on Insta.
I do. I follow her on Instagram. I follow her on Facebook. I live for her. Hi, it's me, mom videos.
Mom. Yeah.
As somebody I lost my mom when I was really young, and that's not to bring the vibe down at all. But when I see her videos and she goes, hi, it's mom, I'm like, oh, I get to have that kind of feeling again where somebody says that. And I just adore that. And she treats all of the kids that come up to her like that. I mean, my generation is super lucky to have had her. She was the mom in Sweet Life of Zach and Cody, and she has nurtured fans all the way through to Supernatural. She has essentially been like a favorite mom of my generation for literally all of our years growing up.
And your mom, I'm trying to think if there's an equivalent for us, Rizzo, Gen X. I wouldn't say Carol Brady. She never mommed us.
Bruce might have an answer for that.
Yeah, you go. Yeah, I don't know.
We don't really have a TV mom, or if we have one, you guys put it in the comments.
That'd be interesting. I wonder what people's opinion are on that.
Partridge Family? No, I don't know. I don't think there's anybody that really filled in that. I would say Shirley Jones was the actress.
Jones.
I'm not saying that. I'm just trying to think of moms from our era. And you go like Father Knows Best and Leave It to Beaver and those classic kind of, I think Lucille Ball.
That's a little old for us.
That's kind of old. I don't know.
More,
Alice
I don't think we have a TV mom. Like we don't have a character that we would.
Would be close. Maybe is Mrs. Cunningham there.
Maybe, but see, I was thinking more in terms like TV dad. If I was gonna pick a TV dad, I might say Tim the Toolman Taylor.
Oh yeah,
that would sort of kind of be in our era.
Yeah.
I wouldn't go for that.
No,
far
I
back.
never really thought, maybe because I had, parents that wasn't substituting.
I think it's a little different too with like social media and how people connect now. Things are a lot more. I mean, celebrities make it a lot more personal too.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I think about that all the time. Like,
as do I.
When I was a little girl, I would watch Wonder Woman, the old Wonder Woman's Linda Carter. And if I decided I wanted to communicate with Linda Carter, I was never going to communicate with Linda Carter, ever. Because it would mean writing a letter to the studio, not to Linda, to the studio, mailing it from where I lived in Massachusetts out to far, far, far away Hollywood in California. Yeah. She may or may not get it. She may or may not respond. And if there was a response, probably wasn't her. It was probably a form letter that they mimeographed. That they photocopied, Mimeo. Back then it was mimeograph. And so no, there was no communicating. Now, one of these guys could, well, there used to be Twitter, but now one of these guys could be on Insta or whatever, and I could type back and, boom, they heart it. Oh my God, just interacted with
my We didn't have that.
We did,
They didn't really have conventions. I mean, Star Trek really started the convention thing.
Star Trek started the conventions,
and even they weren't that popular, and they gained traction in the 70s. But yeah, so we didn't have any really contact with actors at that level other than seeing them at night. And as you know, if you missed the episode, you had to wait. Hopefully, you might have caught it in the summer in a rerun.
And if you didn't,
you missed that. It's gone forever, at least until you're an adult.
You weren't going to see it again. There wasn't.
I remember when I was a kid and Buffy was on the air, it was on every Tuesday at 7. And if my dad made us go out for groceries or go out for dinner that day, my mom would tell him, if we're not home at 7 o'clock, you're not sleeping in my room. Tell you that much.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Well, we only had, the one TV, of course. So it was
same
always
here.
Dad's rule. So whatever Dad didn't want to watch a show, you didn't watch a show. That was the way it was.
Yeah.
And
I was very lucky that my dad was very much of the mind, happy wife, happy life. She gets her Buffy, I get my Snuggles, everything is fine.
Luckily, my dad liked $6 Million Man, so we got to watch that.
Yeah, it was actually my dad who introduced me to sci-fi too.
Had to make special dispensations. When was it on? Sunday night or Monday night? I don't remember.
Yeah.
Got special dispensation to stay up later for $6 Million Man.
I'm really, and Bill says, and you were the remote. Yeah, we were the remote.
Yeah, you were.
Yeah.
And you had to click it over to UV to UHV to UHF. Channel 56. I'm really surprised at how the people are choosing here in the chat. Chris LaRose says June Cleaver. Bill says June Lockhart. That's an interesting choice.
Dick Van Dyke Show. Wow, you're going really back there, Bill.
I don't feel like I'm that old, guys. I just don't. I feel like
I watched a lot of those, but a lot of those shows, even though obviously I wasn't even born when they were on, the shows that they're referencing, Leave It to Beaver, the Dick Van Dyke Show. But we watched those in reruns in the afternoons they put.
I remember Julie Andrews.
The Dick Van Dyke Show was hysterical and still is if you ever watch it. That show is funny.
What about Julie Andrews?
Julie Andrews to us was Mary Poppins.
Yeah.
Mary Poppins and
pretty rigid.
Sound of Music.
She's loving.
Did you say she's pretty racist?
Rigid.
Her
character. She was very British and prim and proper.
She played an Austrian, so that kind of no.
Yeah, maybe Sound of Music might be a little more.
That's fair.
I don't know. I just don't think I had the connections to actors that way. Like looked at them as some kind of family. Yeah, no. I mean, there are people I'd love to have met, but you just didn't. That's why, like for instance, Erin Gray's going to be at Star Trek Las Vegas, and she's one of those. It's like one of my first crushes, and her on Buck Rogers. So yeah, I'm still have a crush on her, even though she's in her 70s.
Wilma, and it's so funny because Bill Sotek just said Wilma Flintstone. No, Bill, not Wilma Flintstone.
Wilma. The Flintstones, as you know, is just a cartoon version of the Honeymooners.
Of the Honeymooners,
which is still funny.
Yeah,
in its own way.
All right, back to
Even
Star
though
Trek.
Big Red about it.
Back to
Um,
Supernatural.
All right.
So yeah, so this thing hit. This thing became a pop culture phenomenon, hit a series of high notes, and held people's attention. Held like this, the ratings. Otherwise, the thing would have been canceled if the ratings had dropped or if it got super expensive. It would have been canceled. But no, it was a CW anchor show for 15 years, and the guys talk about in interviews how like CW, it wasn't CW, and they changed to Warner Brothers, whatever, and they would throw these parties and tell all the other new shows, see them, that's what you have to be like. You gotta be like Caroline Ingalls from Little House on the Prairie. Yeah, maybe. Or maybe the mom from the Waltons, but even that's kind of old. We just don't have, our generation just doesn't have it.
That is fair. Those kind of like sitcom grade kid shows really, I think, started with my generation, I think.
Yeah.
Those
Not
kinds of
just-
like Wizards of Waverly Place, Sweet Life of Zack and Cody. I don't think there's like another show that's earlier than that you could name that was like family oriented, but it was obviously for the kids.
Well, there was like Family Ties, but a lot of these things were late night, like they were aired in the evenings, whereas Sweet Life kind of aired, I don't remember, like didn't Disney
Sweet
or
Life aired
Nickelodeon
in the
like,
evenings, but it aired on the Disney Channel.
it aired on the kids channel for the kids, yeah. Whereas the other stuff we had, like we were gonna do Family Ties or Different Strokes or any one of a number of that era of sitcoms.
Yeah, those I think are more like just
that were more
traditional
more
sitcoms.
Certainly, like the Brady Bunch was very neutral. There was no that you know, by today's standards, that is a kid's show. I mean, it's
That's
so
fair.
milk toast. You know, but
yeah.
So I guess that would be the closest thing we had was stuff like that. You know.
Anyway, back to Supernatural. Anyway, these people. This is an Eric Kripke joint. Who then went on to do The Boys. He did the first 5 seasons of this, and then he moved on. And this show was not afraid to take chances on a lot of things. For example, the Scooby-Doo crossover episode, where it was
that
animated.
was so
and,
fun.
like, it was funny, and like right now we're all like going, "Oh, Star Trek, you're doing puppets, why?" But like they did this, and everyone was cool with it. Like I don't know, like where's the line?
Okay,
it's kind of different with a Scooby-Doo mix-up because Scooby-Doo has always kind of had its place with genre television. Buffy the Vampire Slayer, they called themselves the Scoobies. So considering Supernatural comes off of Buffy, like that would make sense that you would have that kind of delineation. And at the amount of seasons that we had, people were getting logged down with how depressing this show is. I mean, Jared Padalecki is very open about the mental health issues he's had taking on Sam for 15 years. I mean, if it's grogging for us to watch, I can only imagine. I can't even imagine what it was like for him. But if we're all feeling that way, then something like a Scooby-Doo episode, I think, just fits the bill perfectly.
It's like the one with the fairies where Jensen's going, fight the fairies, fight the fairies.
You brought up Star Trek doing it, and I think that the problem is that other shows doing it. I mean, when did Supernatural do their Scooby-Doo episode? What season?
Kind of later.
14? 13?
Yeah.
Okay,
13,
so
14.
we have a very well-established show with a very well-established fan base making out of 22 episodes, making a little fun one.
Not only
that's true.
You know what another good example of a great one that was during Farscape when they did the whole Looney Tunes one.
Oh yeah,
it was all going on in his mind, but it was like all Looney Tunes stuff and Roadrunner, and it was brilliant. It was one of their best episodes.
And Scorpius,
but it was also one of their later seasons on a season that was 25 seasons long.
It was actually, you're right. It was brilliant to see Scorpy kind of run around doing stuff.
Yeah, it was so hysterical.
Yeah, but you're absolutely right, Rizzo. The thing about the Scooby-Doo episode is that it was in a later season, and the fans already had an entire years of references, including Dean saying that he liked Scooby-Doo. I think it comes up a couple times.
His jaw unhinging for the burger.
Yeah, and his jaw unhinging for the burger. So they're in on the joke. And the other one that I loved was the one where they go to the girls' school and the girls are putting on the play of their life.
Yeah.
And the entire audience is, and French Connection, the entire audience is in on that joke with them. It's like meta joke. It's not them,
I loved that spin. I love that they did two different perspectives because they do the meta joke with the TV show. They go into an alternate universe and all of a sudden it's a set and they crash through like a breakaway window. And they're like, I'm what they call a Jared Padalecki.
I'm a Jared. Yeah.
And that was great from like an actor's perspective. Like that's meta on their side. And then to do the musical or to do the theater with the girls' school, it's like meta on the fan side. This is what the fans are saying about it.
Very much a nod to the fans. It was very sweet, very lovingly done, I thought. And yeah, I think they did it. They had the right touch to it.
And as somebody who ships Cass and Dean, I love that they had their little Cass and Dean couple at the end of the show.
You can't spell subtext without sex.
Yeah, one of the best lines come from that episode.
So smart. Yeah. Oh God. So yeah, the writers. This was a show, and like Misha in French Connection texts, and it was a real text. No, he tweets. He tweets. And
it's a real tweet that he does. Yeah.
This was a show, and Misha was one of the early adopters. This was a show who actually they would pay attention to what fans were saying each week after the episode, and actually take it like real feedback, and stay abreast of things. Unlike other shows that completely like separate themselves, like okay, yeah, it goes out in the air, but we never know what happens to it after that. We're just making the show,
That's what I really enjoyed about shows in the 2010s, because that's when Twitter and social media was really kicking up about all of these like live updates and live events. So things like Supernatural, another show that really headed the Twitter thing was Pretty Little Liars. They had huge parties and events where you would all watch and you would tweet on Twitter real time about everything that was going on. And then they were being filmed, like the cast were being filmed on studio, also watching the episode, also tweeting along with fans. And they did that with Supernatural too. And they took a lot of fan suggestion. And I think that's another reason why it lasted so long, because they knew how to listen to fans without giving them too much that they got bored.
Yeah, exactly. But you're right. A lot of it, I don't want to call it a slug. We're talking about some of the brilliant highlights over 15 years, but most of it was very heavily drama based. And it was very heavily looking at the relationship between these two brothers who only had each other and would pretty much more or less die. And not more or less, they would die for each other. And each other was each other's sole concern. And what happens when these two now have to go out? Dad's been on a hunting trip and he hasn't been home in a few days. What happens? And most of the episodes are that heavy drama and heavy, a lot of emotional content. But you loved it. Like, you love to see it. Like and like I said at the top of the show, sometimes Dean gonna Dean.
And sometimes Sam's got a Sam.
Some of the worst ways. But Sam gonna Sam, but you come to expect it, you come to want it, you come to crave it. And next thing you know, you're like, I gotta put the little Supernatural on. Just let it play in the background.
And a little fun thing too is that you can watch the like evolution of cell phones through this show.
Yes, you
because they do start off with like the flip phones, and then you can see it like gradually go into the more like individualized phones where they had like weird shapes and weird slide outs, and then they slowly start going into like BlackBerry, I think, and then it gets into smartphones.
Yeah,
very funny,
really funny. Yeah, and cars.
There's a video on YouTube actually. I think you can find it. Just like shots of the cell phones through the years
of the phones. Yeah.
And
the one and Crowley's that says not moose. and it's playing Baby Got Back or I Like Big Butts or something. Like it's playing some
I think it's
well, it was like I just had another point to make about the show now. Yeah, whatever, it'll come back to me. But yeah, you can kind of watch the evolution of Jared's hair over the years.
Yeah, and Jensen's voice.
And Jensen's voice. Yeah, when you go back and actually listen to Dad went on a hunting trip and he hasn't been home in a few days.
It's so high pitched comparatively.
Yeah. Because you know what he says in an interview? He said that is because who played Dad?
Oh my God, Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
I'm like thinking Walking Dead. Jeffrey Dean Morgan had a really deep voice. He's like, well, I gotta be like my dad, so I gotta drop it a few octaves and talk like that.
That's so cute.
But anyway, I was also going to mention, that's what I was going to say, other characters. So it's not just Sam and Dean and Cass and Crowley. There's a gazillion other characters that come in and out and maybe get introduced early, and then next thing you know, they're coming back later, and they just keep weaving themselves throughout the story. I do wish, that is the one thing that I desperately missed for the series finale. I would have liked a little more closure on a bunch of the other characters. I felt like we missed out on
DJ Qualls' character just stayed in the back of a trunk. We never heard about him getting out of that trunk. We also didn't hear that he died. So like, I'm just ever hopeful over here and like, please don't kill my DJ Qualls.
No, please don't. I wanted to know like what happened with Jody and Donna. I wanted to know, like there were tons of them that I wanted to know like what was going on. And then Bobby was gone by then, which I thought was a horrible mistake. Ellen and Joe going was, I think, a mistake. I think those characters could have gone a little longer, I think, because the show did need a female touch every now and again. I guess I had enough.
It was very funny. Like, it happened very stereotypically of female guest stars, is that when Joe came on the show, the first episode, she had a horrible reaction. Nobody liked her. Nobody wanted her there. And then she came back to die, and everybody was like, how could you do that to my Joe? Right in front of my eyeballs. Like,
she was brought on, because if you listen to Supernatural Then and Now, which is Rob Benedict and Rich Spate's podcast, she was on it. And she said, yeah, I was brought on to be a match for Dean, and the fans weren't having it. And so
not at all.
Rich and Rob, two fabulous characters. We meet Rob first as Chuck, and then later on we find out he is God himself.
How gagged were you when you found that out?
There was a lot of like, why are you letting so much shit happen? Like, why are you letting this happen? Which is what I will probably say to the real God, if there is one, right now. Because, hey, and then Rich Spate Jr. played Loki, also aka Gabriel, aka I think that was it. Did he play another character? He might have played another one. He was around, and then he directed like 6 or 7, or a handful of them, so he was around too. But yeah, those kind of characters. Mark Pellegrino as Lucifer.
Oh yeah, and I love the throwaway line we have too. Lucifer gets locked up, I think, a second time, and he says, "What am I going to do? Go down to LA and become a private detective?"
Which, side note, have you happened to catch any of the AI? And they're bad. They're really bad, but they're AI clips of Sam and Dean meeting Tom Ellis as Lucifer. And they didn't we
get like a snapshot cameo of him being there at one point?
Did we? And
I'm gonna have to look that back up, because I'm pretty sure we had like a blink and you miss it. He was there when they were saying that they're gonna be in LA or something. I have to look that up again.
Please do.
No, do you know what I'm thinking of? I'm sorry. I think I'm thinking of Arrow. I think I'm thinking of the Arrowverse. Mm-hmm. I think Lucifer showed up there.
Was he in the Arrowverse?
I'll look it up and clarify it as soon as I can.
I loved Lucifer. I loved Tom Ellis as Lucifer. I think Mark Pellegrino would have kicked his ass, but I still love that show, and I think some kind of weird crossover might have been fun, but yeah, whatever.
It's true, yeah. I mean, we got Mark like years before we got Tom Ellis as Lucifer. But I think, if they had held off on the God and the devil storylines and we had Tom Ellis instead, I would love to see that dynamic. Tom Ellis with Crowley, that Lucifer with that Crowley. Been fun. Like the two,
on. Each other. That would have been awesome.
I'm also just like a big BBC person. I love the dry humor. I love the banter. I love the wit.
Yeah.
I think that'd be so fun.
That would have been awesome.
Watch Dean get jealous that his devilish boyfriend is getting another devilish boyfriend.
The devilish boyfriend. Yeah. And then we had a handful of angels, a bunch of angels. I like Sebastian Roche, who played Balthazar. I think that's the character's name.
Yes. What a fantastic actor. Every role he's in, he eats.
He led karaoke Saturday night at this convention. I wasn't there, but apparently they went to town, and there's lots of videos online of them doing a conga line, like around the chairs and stuff. So
that's amazing.
These people give so much to their fans. Like, they don't, it's not like, I'm not going to do that. It has to be in my contract. No, like, sure, show up to the party Saturday night and play with people. Why not?
Yeah.
Like, they're just so fun and giving. I don't know.
Honestly, that's one of the things I love about the Smallville conventions. I also love that Jensen just goes to those because he was in
I
Smallville for a little bit.
What's his name from Smallville who played Lex Luthor? He
Michael
has a
Rosenbaum.
Podcast. Michael Rosenbaum. Yeah,
Inside of You by yeah.
Oh my God, so good.
One of the best interviewers I've ever heard.
Yeah.
His interviews are amazing.
Amazing. And I listen to Frakes on his. I listen to Jensen and Jared and Misha.
I listen to James Marsters on his. He was on Smallville and Buffy.
James Marsters was just on Inglorious Treksperts a little while ago, and I was like,
was he really? I missed that. I'm gonna go back and look for that.
Yeah. He just posted. Last week, Alex, I did the news that Anthony Head had passed, and that was horrible. And then James put up this really nice tribute, and so did Sarah Michelle. Like, we're gonna miss you, Anthony.
So did Allison Hannigan too.
Oh, did she? Oh,
yeah. I didn't realize, but it seems like the two of them really had a special bond. Even Sarah Michelle Gellar commented on her photo about how much Anthony loved her.
She lived with Anthony for a while because
I think I knew
married
that,
what's his name? What's his bucket? Who's also from Britain. And I think she went over there and she was hanging out with Anthony for a while over there while she was dating.
Alexis Denisof is American.
Is he?
Yeah.
No, she was over there doing something with Anthony. She lived over there for a while.
I mean, he might have been doing a movie or something where they lived there for a while. It could very well be. I mean, Anthony Stewart had trained James Marsters on his accent, so maybe he did the same thing with him before he came on as Wesley.
Maybe.
I don't know, maybe.
With that people notoriously like to tear apart James Marsters, but like I thought, yes, we know it's 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock. But like I thought he did fine. Like everyone bought him as Spike being British. Like I
bought it. Like, and I'm usually pretty good at scoping those things out. I was shocked when he started speaking American. I'm like, what?
yeah. Like suddenly he talks in his natural accent. And you're like, wait, what is happening?
I was actually just watching Jurassic World with Jonathan Bailey, who's like famous for Bridgerton, and his American accent in Jurassic World. If you're not looking at the screen, you can't tell it's Anthony Bridgerton talking. It's very different, very odd.
I love when they can do that. I love that.
Yeah, me too.
Unlike Carl Urban, who was a Kiwi playing a Brit, playing a something for the boys, and people ripped his...
Playing a something is a very great way to put that, yes.
Carl's Kiwi. Billy Butcher is a Brit, but I don't know, whatever. Anyway, it was crazy.
And he's also kind of doing like a Captain Jack Sparrow impression.
A little bit, yeah. Like just some of the things he said, like, oi, da, 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 da. He just rattled it off. Like,
one of the first few episodes of the first season, he literally says savvy, and he does it all in the full facial expression that Jack Sparrow does it. I'm like, that's so funny.
Oh, I gotta go back and rewatch some of that stuff. I love The Boys. I already missed The Boys. Oh, well.
I'm still catching up on season 5, but oh my God, is it ever buck wild?
Go ahead and finish it. Like, I never thought I'd say I really missed the gore, but I kind of do.
Yeah, it's really well done. It's really well done.
All right. It is 8 o'clock, 8:01 actually, so we are past time. Thank you all for joining us on this little retrospective. As you can see, Alex and I adore this show. We highly recommend.
Very
everybody
much so.
Go watch. There's so much content. You could jump in any season and jump around to start at the beginning or start at the end. Do whatever you want, but check it out. It is so worthwhile, and I hope you get addicted like we do. I don't know what Roy is doing, and
I don't know what he's doing Friday, but Sunday he's doing a tribute to.
Oh, that's right. Yes. Roy is doing a tribute to Brian Johnson.
Brian Johnson, thank you.
And then Phil, tomorrow he's filling in for Chris Sorochin from 2 to 4, and then his regular show at 4. So he has Bill McNulty at noon. So he's going to be on the radio all day tomorrow. He also has another big interview coming that I hope is, he can pull it off, because I'll be excited to talk about that. Rizzo, you and I, we are not doing a show.
We're going to be off next week because we will be in Thai.
We will all be in Ticonderoga with, I hope, most of our viewers with us. So, yeah.
And probably
can't wait to see everybody.
I assume when we come back, maybe we'll do a recap of what happened.
We will probably do a recap. If I'm not dead or anything. Yeah. It's going to be a rough one, guys.
Knock on wood.
Knock on wood. All right, kids. Thank you all for joining us tonight. And Is it time to say live long and prosper?
As always, they say, live long and prosper, and may the force be with you always. Good night.
Good night.